Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? Yo, sit down, shut the door. We need to talk. The Kardashians have been lying to us. I repeat, the Kardashian media machine, allegedly, if you think they control media or not, has been lying to us. Lying to us about what is actually going on, what happened in the Blac Chyna case, and what happened in the appeal. You guys, sit down. We got a lot to talk about, but I'm gonna make this quick, cute, and we're gonna keep it moving. Y'all, listen. A lot of y'all were in my comments going, nanny, nanny, boo, boo, Blac Chyna lost. I knew she lost, and all this stuff. To which I say, shut up and have a seat, because I'm about to school you. Y'all, we have all been led astray. I was on the internet being nosy, trying to go through stuff about what jurors said, try to go through everything, and then I went right to the source. Blac Chyna's lawyer, Lynn Chyna, put up a post on her LinkedIn. I got to give a shout out to my girl, right? I got to give a Olenika. Olenika, thank you so much for sending this over. I got to give a shout out to my girl. She found the tapes on Lynn Chyna's actual LinkedIn. Now, I know what you said. What's on LinkedIn? Was she looking for a paralegal or something? No, she literally showed us where all the bodies were buried. Y'all, let's get into this. They are 100% appealing, but more than that, Blac Chyna has an amazing case because even though she did not win monetarily, she 100% won a moral victory. And by a moral victory, she won stuff that is going to get her to the next level of appeal. And y'all, when they actually spell out damages, this might be the win. I say all this to say, and I'm about to get into the evidence. Blac Chyna, if she did not win, she is dangerously close to winning on her appeal. Nothing's promised, but it looks like the Kardashians took their swing and they might have missed. Let's get into this evidence. Y'all ready for this? Okay, so listen. Here I was being nosy on Lynn M. Chyna's Esquire page. Now, fun fact, I actually found out Blac Chyna is a Taurus. Lynn Chyna is a Taurus. If anyone thinks that this is over, you don't know Taurus. If you want to know how Tauruses act when they don't win or when they feel that justice is not served, I would like to refer you to a line out of Lemonade by Rihanna featuring Pharrell. Or was it Lemonade by Pharrell featuring Rihanna? And this ain't a scrimmage. I told you we ain't finished. I told you we won't stop about a business. Okay, I can't even say it because she was cursing too much. But anyway, this ain't a scrimmage. I'm telling y'all, those Taurus twins are saying it ain't finished. Let's get into this. Now, she actually put up 9 facts that has been hidden by the mainstream media that we all need to know. 9 facts that you will not see in the mainstream media regarding Blac Chyna's trial against the Kardashians and Jenners. We will call them Kard-Jenners for the sake of this. Let's get into these 9 facts. Y'all ready for this? All right, so she did give the 9 facts, right? She did give the 9 facts, but I'm going to go over them in detail because each one is mind-blowing. Let's get to the first one. Right? Let's get to the first one because this is going to blow your mind. The first one, the jury reached a verdict that Kris Jenner's statement that Chyna beat the ish out of Rob's face was not true or it was substantially not true. The jury came to a realization that Kris Jenner's statement that Chyna beat the ish out of Rob's face was not true or even substantially true. They basically called it a flat out lie. Why is this so powerful? Because on the appeal, it takes away their defense that they thought they were speaking the truth. Also, if you guys don't know, Robin Blac Chyna's trial for his revenge plea that he released, one of his defenses was he was poor old abused Rob, standing 300 pounds and 6'2", and then mean Chyna, who's 3 apples high, were whipping him with iPhone cords, right? It literally says it was not true or substantially not true. Now, let's get to part 2 because that's where things really start to line up. That's where things start to line up. You guys, 2, the jury reached a verdict that Kylie Jenner's statement that Chyna will proceed with using and physically abusing my brother was not true or substantially not true. The jury literally came to the decision that that Kylie actually did commit defamation. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, they thought that she committed defamation. Why didn't they pay Chyna? We're going to get into that. But you need to know these facts first. The jury found that Kylie's statement was not true or substantial, or wasn't even substantially true, said with using or physically abusing my brother. So Kylie trying to call her a drug addict and say that she was abusing Rob, they're basically saying is a bold-faced lie. This, again, let's get into this and you will see how devastating this is. The jury also reached a verdict that all 4 defendants, Kris, Kim, Khloe, and Kylie, did not act reasonable and in good faith to protect their own economic interests in the Rob and Chyna show. Now, why is that so important? For one, the fact that it's already saying you didn't act in good faith. You guys, this is huge when it comes to liability. Part of assessing damages is to see whether you acted in good faith or not. Second of all, Kris Jenner had financial interests in the Rob and Chyna show. They did not move to protect their own economic interests. But you guys, it goes deeper than that. Coupled with the fact that they can say that they did not find Rob's claim of abuse to be true or substantially true, even though Blac Chyna can use that in her court case, let's also remember this. This also lets you know that they found Kris Jenner's testimony, Corey's testimony, as a matter of fact, all of the Kardashians' testimony to not hold any merit and weight. Now, why is that so important? Because when you think about it, even though the Kardashian press machine, allegedly, if you believe it exists, has been saying that she lost. No, all Chyna lost was damages. The jury found everything true. Now, it can be said they didn't do a good enough job explaining to the jury what the damages was and where they lost the money. But just like you can appeal a verdict award that is too high, you can also appeal an award that is too low. Why is it so powerful? Because when it comes to damages, they have another bite in the apple to explain where the damages are and actually say this makes no sense, that the jury found what we were saying to be true, but still found that there was no financial compensation because they couldn't see it. Again, a jury award can be too high, but it can also be too low. Next up, the jury reached the verdict that the actions of all 4 defendants, Kris, Kim, Khloe, and Kylie, were not justified with respect to Angela White's, Blac Chyna's, contractual relationship with E. They 100% found that not only did they interfere with Blac Chyna's contract with E, but they were not justified to interfere because they found the claims that Kris Jenner said and the claims that Kylie Jenner said, they found them without merit, not true or substantially not true. And as you know, in a civil trial, you don't need beyond a reasonable doubt. You need substantially not true. You guys, it looks like this damage award of 0 is going to be overturned because, you guys, the most incredible thing about this is we have been being lied to. She actually won on her counts. She just didn't get money for it. But that award can be appealed. Now, I thought they were going to go for a mistrial. But it seems since the jury decided that the jury literally said out their mouth, we find you right about that. We find you right about that. We find you right about that. We just don't understand how you think you deserve money from it. That part can be appealed. But the jury found what they said to be true and substantial. You guys, this is huge. This is huge. And this is directly from Blac Chyna's lawyer. We don't got to do this. We don't got to do that. We have it from the lawyer's mouth. And I've done some investigating with jurors. We even have jurors backing this up too. I'll put that in another video because this one's running long. Let's get some more into this. Are y'all ready for this? After the reading of the verdict and polling of the jury as requested by plaintiff Angela White, the jury had to go back into the jury room to deliberate again 3 separate times on 4 separate special verdict form questions. The special verdict form was objected to as confusing and unduly prejudicial to the plaintiff. You guys, why is this such a bombshell? I'll tell you why. The judge messed up with those jury instructions. There were 2 sets of jury instructions. Blac Chyna's lawyer, Lynn Chiani, submitted, and of course the Kardashian lawyer, Michael Rose, submitted. Now, what courts usually do is, let me see your jury instructions, because there's no point in us writing it if your jury instructions are good. They look at the lawyer's jury instructions. They can either accept, they can deny, they can use certain parts, or the judge can make their own. The Judge Alacron, which many have said is very inept at the law and doesn't understand anything. He basically is like a glorified DMV employee, according to some people. Judge Alacron did not have a proper understanding of the law, and he accepted jury instructions and submitted them to the jury that were unduly prejudicial, why can't I talk? And unduly confusing to the plaintiff. Now, you guys, what evidence would she have for this, for the appeal? The fact that even after the jury verdict was read and they polled the jury had to go back to the jury room to deliberate on 3 separate times on 4 separate special verdicts. You guys, 3 times on 4 special verdicts, that's almost unheard of. That lets you know that the jury did not understand the instructions. It lets you know that an argument can be made that they were submitted to be ultimately confusing. And also the judge should not have accepted those confusing jury instructions. Let's not forget that they even left out defamation from the jury instructions before the judge had ruled on whether he thought that Kim had committed defamation. Never mind, a judge is not supposed to rule. The jury is supposed to decide that stuff. But you guys, it's getting better. It's getting better. There is more. Let's just get to that more part. Again, this is looking very, very good for Blac Chyna, or as I like to call her now, Angela White. Hey, Angela, what's going on? Okay, so 3 days into trial, Department 96 court clerk, this is Miss Mason. I gave y'all the juice on Miss Mason. I told you it was going to be an issue. And even though that story flew under the radar because it wasn't as salacious as like bribery or this or that, guys, this is what Lynn is going for in a court of law. Not bribery, not corruption, but the cold, hard facts and evidence. Let's get into this. 3 days into trial, the Department 96 court clerk, to the trial judge for 13 years, was removed from the case after openly requesting that defense counsels allow her and her adult daughter to have a special private meeting with the 4 defendants, Kris, Kim, Khloe, and Kylie, and then following through with a request as seen by several witnesses, including possibly trial jurors. The trial judge never explained whether he had known and or approved of his authoritative court clerk's egregious conflicts of interest and biased conduct. Now, you guys, I called this a long time ago. Granted, it was my courtroom observers. Thank you, not a gout. And shout out to the reporters that called it out, how weird it was. She didn't just ask for an autograph. She asked for an audience in their own private room. She has been working for the court for over, I believe, 13 years. She knows the rules. She knows how egregious this was. She asked the attorney, Michael Rhodes. Michael Rhodes was seen agreeing to it. People are starting to say, and I speculated, and I agree with where Lynn's going. Did the judge approve this? Because I don't see a court clerk committing such an egregious crime unless she asked the judge and got the go-ahead, right? However, the judge never explained anything. Lynn made an issue of it to the judge. Then the clerk had the nerve to say, this is after they had seen her trying to get a special audience, begging, pleading. When Lynn was like, Your Honor, your clerk is sitting here doing this and doing that. She was like, oh, no. I was going to ask Chyna for an autograph too. Yeah, that's the look Lynn gave her. Like, if you don't get your butt out of here. The judge never explained. She was just replaced. And he never literally said, did it tie back to him? This is one of the things that is going to play super well on appeal. But you guys, we're only on 6. We got 3 more points to go. Let's look at this. The jury agreed. You didn't hurt Rob. For everybody saying that she did, oh, she was found guilty. If it was my son, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. This is what the jury decided. The jury decided that Kris and Kylie's testimony held no weight. The jury decided by inference that if you didn't believe that Chyna beat the ish out of Rob, then you didn't believe Rob's testimony and you didn't believe Corey Gamble's testimony. Lynn did her job. Where was the ball dropped? The jury didn't have anything to base what the damages should be on that. But guess what? A jury award can be overturned either if it's too low or too high on appeal. Which one do you think this is? Let's go on to evidence number 7. Y'all ready for this? And again, you guys need to remember that this is pivotal stuff. This is not rumor. This is not gossip. This is not speculation. This is directly out of Blac Chyna's lawyers' LinkedIn page mouth, public announcement, media press. You heard it from the horse's mouth. 7, at the start of the trial, the judge correctly ruled that the defendant's false statements that Chyna physically abused Rob were defamatory per se under California law, CA law, Civil Code 1700. The trial judge's ruling was consistent with the Second District Court of Appeals ruling that the plaintiff was entitled to a jury trial based on defamation per se. However, without any due process to the plaintiff, the trial judge removed the defamatory per se jury instruction, even though defendants had falsely accused Chyna of committing a crime. You guys, this is huge. We got to roll this back. This is true. At the start of the trial, a trial judge correctly said that the Kardashians' false statements, right? They already said it's a lie, that Chyna had physically abused Rob was defamatory per se. If you don't know, defamatory per se means we don't need to debate it. The very nature of it is defamatory. It's not a remark that, oh, well, maybe it can be taken as defamatory. Let's talk about it. No, it's on the face of it. It is the definition of defamatory. We do not have to investigate. We don't need to try this out in court. Your testimony your statement is the very definition, legal definition of what defamation is, right? It's a legal definition. She will go on to say the trial judge ruling was consistent with the Second District Court of Appeals ruling that Chyna was entitled to a jury trial based on defamation per se. Again, defamation per se means it's defamation. We're not arguing this. We're not going in front of a jury for you to prove it's defamation. The court acknowledges that it is defamation, pure and simple, right? Get this, with no due process, which means no legal basis to Blac Chyna, the trial judge removed the defamatory per se jury instruction, even though the Kardashians had falsely accused Chyna of committing a crime. Again, this is golden for an appeal. Do you see how it's looking now, you guys? It looks like we're back on trial watch. It looks like Chyna's back in. It looks like y'all can stop leaving dumb comments. That's what she gets. She don't deserve nothing. Ha ha, I'm gloating. You really had these people thinking Chyna was going to win. And guess what? It still ain't over. It still ain't over. Pick up a book, read a book, do some research. Honestly, court cases are complicated. Nobody can guarantee a win or a loss. But one thing we do know is this is not yet over, and this will be appealed. And Judge Gregory Alarcon should be very, very worried because already we're at number 7, and there are at least 5 things that he is going to be in trouble with. Let's get to the 8th, right? Without a further hearing as requested by Chyna, right? The trial judge committed reversible error by including a highly prejudicial, punitive, and baseless jury instruction that falsely stated that plaintiff had violated a court order regarding production of her financial records. Chyna believes this erroneous jury instruction improperly led the jury to not award any damages to her. You guys, now we're getting into gold. Look at this. Without the further hearing that Chyna requested, Judge Alarcon committed a reversible error. That's important because appeals can only work on reversible error. So this is very, very reversible. Reversible error is something that you can easily correct, but had it actually panned out, it probably would have been ruled in Blac Chyna's side. That's what they're arguing, right? It was highly prejudicial. And why do I think this happened? I think it's Judge Alarcon doesn't know the law. I think he just accepted these jury instructions. I think he was maybe starstruck, and Michael Rose knew how to talk to him, right? Highly prejudicial, punitive, and baseless jury instruction. And jury instructions are what you have to do in order, like it's like a checklist, right? That falsely stated that Chyna had violated a court order regarding production of her financial records. That was a lie, and that is a lie that has been gone by TMZ. It has been given by so many people. The plaintiff believed, now get this, Chyna believes that this error in the jury instruction improperly led the jury to not award any damages to the plaintiff. But we're not over. We are not over. Let's get into the ninth one, y'all, because this one right here, this is Armageddon. This is the Armageddon. The trial judge also committed reversible error by not taking remedial action after defendant's counsel intentionally violated a court order by placing naked RP photos of Blac Chyna in front of her during a key cross-examination testimony, which massively triggered Blac Chyna and led to her meltdown on the witness stand. Remember how everybody was dragging her and laughing for crying, even though they were commending Kris Jenner for crying, right? The trial judge committed reversible error by not taking remedial action after Michael Rhodes intentionally violated a court order by placing naked revenge P photos of Blac Chyna in front of her during a key cross-examination testimony, which massively triggered plaintiff and led to her meltdown on the witness stand. You guys, this ain't a scrimmage. Mama, I told you we ain't business. I'm Chyna about a business. Listen, y'all, we back in the game. It's not over. We are gearing up for the appeal. Rob's lawsuit with Chyna next week will be light work, but we all know Rob don't have a job. So probably Chyna's not going to get much from damages. But you guys, we are officially back on trial watch. Baby, we are back in business and we are better than ever. Don't believe the hype. Yo, you heard it from Lynn Chiani's mouth. Y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't believe the hype. And for all y'all sitting there laughing and kikiing, yeah, who laughs last, laughs loudest or something like that. Anyway, y'all gonna have egg on your face. The Bane is back afoot. And it looks like the Kardashians and their lawyer that took every shortcut they could. And Judge Alarcon that was so incompetent, they literally outsmarted themselves and gave Chyna a clear pathway to get not the jury ruling overruled, but the damages ruling. Because as you just heard, what? Repeat it louder. What? Oh, that's what I thought. Yo, get ready for some money in Chyna's pocket. Y'all, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.